The mighty sea nymph, causing me lots of headache over the last couple weeks here. I bought this thinking it'd be kind of fun. I could kind of use it right away. And I'm used to doing a project, but I did not expect this one to be as much of a project as it has been. But I had to redo the floors, I had to redo the transom, and in today's episode, we have quite the challenge ahead of us by having to redo these trailer bunks because they're just completely rotten. As you can see, and the boat is about to fall off the trailer if I drive it anywhere. That would not be ideal. I also want to go ahead and add a trolling motor because we've had this one break down on us in the middle of the ocean, which is not great. I want to do a dual battery setup and a couple other things to make this thing a little more safe and a little more fun. So let's get started. My plan is to try to use this cherry picker to lift the boat high enough up off the trailer that I'll be able to pull the 2x4 bunks out. Don't know if that's possible, but I'm gonna get it hooked up here and we'll see. I don't recommend trying anything I do at home because it's definitely not a good or safe idea though. There goes nothing. It's off. Wow, that actually worked. That's crazy. I may be stupid, but I'm not insanely stupid. So I'm gonna put these tires right here because if this were to fall, let's simulate what would happen. I would probably still die. Yep, fingers are getting crushed. So that's not a good solution. Okay, let's try this instead. All right, that's better. I mean, fingers are still definitely getting a little crushed, but you got a little more time at least that time. Before taking this off, I just wanted to mark where I'm gonna build that little notch out for when you use the sea crane to put it in off the pier. You just have to put the little strap underneath. Instead of having to lift at the front of the boat to try to slide it underneath, it's better just to have a little notch out in your bunk. So we're gonna build that into our new bunk design, but these should not be very difficult to take off. As you can see, looks like they are like not even attached pretty much. So I'm gonna get these all pulled off and then we can start cutting the new ones here. For the new bunks, I'm gonna be using redwood. I'm gonna put some latex paint over it, so hopefully they don't rot out again like this one did, or at least last longer. And I'm just gonna use these old ones to kind of trace where I want the stuff to be. Got everything cut. You can see here where the old holes were, and since this is gonna be on the bottom, we wanna leave this open. We can't have the 2x4s go all the way over, because we'd have to adjust all the rollers and everything on the trailer. So this is gonna be on the bottom, and on the top is where we're gonna have the little cutout. So now I'm gonna use some stainless steel deck screws, screw it all together, and then we'll put the latex paint over it. Got all the screws in. That's kind of the design I'm doing, is so you'll be able to put the straps in underneath the boat right here. Not the strongest with the way this kind of hangs off. It'd be best to have two full-length 2x4s, but I think since my boat's pretty light and a lot of weight also goes on the rollers, I'm not too concerned about it, but maybe if your boat's heavier, you might just want to have to adjust the height of all the rollers and double up the 2x4s if you want to have where you can slide the straps in, if you even need that. Okay, the paint is like 85% of the way dry, but I want to keep working on this thing. So I'm just going to start stapling on this marine carpet with these 1/2-inch stainless steel staples, and it should be good. These are far from being the prettiest things in the world, but they're gonna work just fine. So now I just gotta get them up on top of these brackets, and then we're gonna use some lag bolts to secure them. Just pulled the safety tires out of there. Super safe safety tires. And we'll lower it down. Thing drops way quicker than I wanted it to, but you can see we're good. So now we got 2 new bunks holding up the boat. New day today. I want to get this swim ladder hooked on here, so that way I can attach this panel here. So I was just kind of templating out what I want this piece of wood to look like, because I'm gonna put a piece of wood to help kind of strengthen this up here. And we're gonna be using EVA wood for everything on this boat, because I can't find teak really anywhere. And with EVA, it's kind of puts off like this toxic dust, and it makes me a little bit allergic to it, and some people. So I wear a mask and use a vacuum for this stuff, but I'm just gonna trace this out and then cut it out, and then we'll get it on there. The splash well is all nice and sealed up now, so hopefully most of the water will go out those drain ports and not go between the panels. So it is officially time to start adding this little trolling motor here. It's definitely a very tight fit, but should work. It's not going to be able to turn all the way because it's a little limited, but it's mainly just for going straight, I think. And we always can use the main outboard as a little bit of a rudder. So if we are going to add this though, we have to add another battery. So I went and got a starting battery, and then we already have this deep cell battery. So basically we're gonna do a dual battery system where the starting battery is all by itself, kind of isolated. So we're not gonna be wearing that down with the trolling motor. And then we're gonna have the deep cell battery for the trolling motor and all the other little switches things. So let's get that all wired up. That was a quick word from our sponsor. Today, I am working on the electrical system here, and what we're gonna have is a battery switch, a little charging thing. I don't know what it's called. It's called an MCAR. It basically like allows both batteries to be charged. That's basically what we're doing right there. So you can see how everything kind of goes on. And I'm gonna be putting everything on these 2 little boards here and sandwiching it on either side of this wall, trying to fit as much as I can inside that little box. But we'll see how everything kind of gets put together here. Have everything wired up here, just putting on the negative end of the battery, and I am leaving the house battery completely disconnected, pretending like the trolling motor used all of that. And I'm interested to see if it still starts, and it should, because the 2 batteries in the on position here should be completely isolated from each other. But let's find out. Here we go. Got that there. One issue I'm still having is how it shuts off like that. Not sure that's why. I don't know, a little bit. gets warmed up, seems to work in neutral just fine. So I think just maybe when I'm starting it, I have to manually rev it up a little bit, which makes sense. And you can see it's peeing nice. So the starting battery system appears to be working very well. So now I'm gonna connect the house battery and make sure all that stuff works. Okay, I got that connected. Now we can see 11.6 volts on that. And our little trolling motor also has power on here, so let's try this. See, it's running. Perfect. Now, the only thing I don't know for sure on is, we can see here we have 8 bars of battery. For emergencies, you can turn this to the both position. Now, we should get more bars of battery if it works the way I think it does, which it does. So it combines both batteries for everything. I wasn't sure if it combined both batteries for just starting or just the house, but that's perfect. That's exactly how I want it to be. So this is a great success. 2 things left to do on this boat. We're gonna do the wood trim and then the floor. So for this trim, I'm just gonna trace out these old pieces and copy them like for like, and then we'll cut them out, get them stained, and put them on. Just that little part in the sunlight, you can tell this is gonna look really good once these are dry. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm starting to template out on the boat floor using cardboard how I'm gonna cut the SeaDek stuff, the EVA foam. So I'm gonna do a lot of measuring and then start cutting some cardboard, and then we can use that to trace out the SeaDek. Okay, I have a little diagram here with all my dimensions. I also cut these to 1/2 inch. I want all my gaps to be 1/2 inch, so I'll use that. I also did 1/2 inch in blue tape kind of here to figure it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out 2 pieces here in cardboard, and then we'll see how they fit. Had to do a little notch. It's not bad. I need to make the cardboard template for this side, but I'm understanding how it's gonna work until like right here. And then I gotta figure out what we're gonna do up in this front triangle. I'm thinking like 3 pieces and then a little piece, but not exactly sure what that's gonna look like yet. Hopefully we have enough material. Worked a little more on this. I think it looks pretty good. I might round all of the sharp corners. Haven't figured that part out yet, but for templating, this is looking pretty good. Wood is now dry, so I want to put that on, and then I'm going to sand and repaint this floor, and then we'll have to wait a couple days, and then we'll cut out the SeaDek and put it on, and we'll be good to go. This back part is looking sweet here. Got all the nice round edges. Only thing is I kind of marked with pen on it a little bit too much, but I think it'll wear off in time and it's fine. The next step here is trying to line up these 2 pieces, and I want the lines to continue into that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these installed, and then we'll be able to kind of draw out where the lines are gonna be on those templates and then continue cutting stuff out. I've never done this before, so I'm not gonna pretend to be any kind of expert, but I'm gonna peel it back about halfway and then work from the middle out. kind of committed to the way it is. It's not bad though. Got kind of lucky there. Probably should have taken this seat off. It's kind of in the way, but generally speaking, it's going all right. I think. This is scary. A little tight here. Uh-oh. Oh gosh. All right. Good enough. There we go. Got it down. Had a little air pocket right here, which I just pushed out, which warped it a little bit, but that's all right. Gaps are looking pretty decent. Definitely not laser guided, but best I can do. So moving on to this part, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark where these black lines are. That way I can line this up. There we go. Don't you think it's gonna work?
It's already working.
It's already working. All right, nice and slow. Hope that doesn't break.
Wait till you get past this one.
We're close enough. That's moving. Out here on the water, seems to be working pretty well. Definitely living on a prayer out here, but a couple of religious folk on the boat. Should be good to go. We go fish over by these rocks.
What is it, a little rockfish?
First fish caught on the boat right there. Looking good.
Getting on. The trout release. Trout?
Yeah, we're probably going like 30 miles an hour. Barely hold on my phone. There we go. Got it out of the ocean. Was definitely a little bit sketchy, but all in good fun. Nobody died. So this boat is done for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.